Hi guys, I would like to talk about the preview and prediction for the next episode of Taxi Driver 2. The criminals from Black Sun are caught by the police, but Ha-jun manages to escape. The bishop is very mad at Ha-jun because Doki has messed things up. At the end of the episode, the bishop got into Doki's deluxe taxi service. They want to frame up Doki's team and take revenge on them. It is also a different atmosphere that seems to change with the appearance of the parish head. First, let's start with the reason why the parishioner took the deluxe taxi. The Black Sun seemed like it would go all the way to the final episode. In the last cases in episode 14, they solved Mr. Choi's cases after Doki found the detective's last recorded message. Doki told reporter Kim Young-min to think so deeply about the other meaning of Detective Choi's last word. It will hint at solving the case, as he talked about in the flashback with the reporter who hates exercising. Kim Young-min was caught off guard by his realization of the meaning of Mr. Choi's last word. Unexpectedly, all the drug distribution files and details are documented and stored in the gym locker rooms under Kim Young-min's name. They will unravel a scrap ledger that shows drugs imported from abroad and from operations against drugs. While confiscating it and pretending to dispose of it, they will resell the drugs to Black Sun. In the end, the Rainbow team steals the drugs for tonight's transaction and prevents them from being resold to other foreign countries, also causing internal divisions. Surprisingly, they move the stolen drugs to Park Yun-jo's office to damage his reputation as a police officer who is a candidate for a higher position. This coming episode also unfolds Mr. On's backstory. Where and what he went through, and why did he end up in such a big syndicate. Also, based on the given clips of the preview, we can see here that he was very young when he started to become aware of fighting and committing a sin. He also brainwashed Ha-jun's mind into believing that he is not allowed to be weak and that his battle will always be won no matter what method is used, even if it is against the law and human rights. As long as it is possible to win, this is what he learned from his childhood. Also, based on this given preview clip, this shows the young version of Mr. On and the bishop's first interaction, which became the root and beginning of all sin. In the last 2 episodes of Taxi Driver 2, it looks like there is a big plan being prepared. Ha-jun and Bishop seem to have been swallowed up by extreme evil and greed. The innocent child then turned into a monster that is now used to do evil. Ha-jun's innocent face disappears. In the preview scene, the secret of the bishops is also revealed. It has been revealed to some extent. According to the data obtained by Mr. Jang, all the children of the orphanage are dead or missing. As you can see, the parish head has a welfare center run by a religious organization. While operating and recruiting young children with nowhere to go, he was accused of child trafficking. In other words, the parish priest pretended to be good to cover up or continue the illegal work in the orphanage or to continue exchanging and selling per children for money. Ha-jun is the product of this selfish and evil thought that molded him to be evil, especially now that he knows that Doki is still alive and continues to be an obstacle to his winning. Meanwhile, based on fan theory and prediction, it seems that there are higher-ups involved in the big plan to bring down the Rainbow Deluxe Taxi. Next episode, a new police commissioner officer appears, and he is also part of the bishop's organization, which will help prepare the grand plan in the jail. Meanwhile, most of the inmates were in prison, which is dangerous. Bishop and Han-jun were the ones who had been ordered there with the help of the new police officer in charge after the last police officer in charge was killed by Mr. On. Also, they used the Rainbow Deluxe Taxi Service hotline and method to lure Doki's team into a trap that will destroy them all. Based on the given ending of episode 14, it was the bishop himself who acted and pretended to be a victim in need of revenge. What is troubling is, who will be the real target of revenge? Some fans' theories say that after the parishioner took a deluxe taxi, the bishop said that he suffered all kinds of pain in prison and that he would say, "I've been hurt," or "There's something anomalous going on inside this prison but planted by them," and he wanted to take revenge for what happened in prison, so they can lure Doki's team into the trap. Expectedly, The parish head has been investigating the case of Kim Doki and giving Ha-jun one last chance to kill Doki because he is the one who planned it all with the help of the bishop. By this time, Mr. On is recognizing the patterns that have been solved in advance by Doki's team. I can see Kim Doki at the end of many twists and turns as he enters the prison. If we remember, Ha-jun knows the secret organization of Doki's team, and he knows who is involved and who is Doki's colleague, as well as their functions, and they plan to destroy it completely, but they will prioritize Doki, who is the brain of their group, to fulfill this by using their services and strategies. They need to make a concrete story that Doki's team will believe. Ha-jun will think carefully about the evidence that will support their plan, because he knows that he should not underestimate Doki, because he knows by now Doki's capabilities, instincts, and knowledge, and because he proved that Doki is very extraordinary, he will not repeat his mistake. He knows that Doki will research and observe the new cases wholeheartedly, and Doki is very familiar with detail. He can also pretend to be someone else or be part of the enemy team to gather information, and I know that Ha-jun knows this by now, especially since their biggest activity, Black Sun, was penetrated by Doki through it. This is Doki's specialty, so he witnesses it himself and uses it to collect data and information about enemy weaknesses. I think they have properly prepared this to lure Doki into jail and will use it against Doki's team. The surprising thing here is that we will see Doki, who is actually in jail undercover, based on the story that the bishop gave him, and the scary thing is that he is possibly convinced by Ha-jun's concrete plan in the credible case from the enemy. Or maybe they also have a plan brewing for Ha-jun's organization to bring them down completely. It's very nostalgic because in the next episode we will see Doki's life inside jail in the last remaining episode, just like the opening scene in episode 1 starts from the jail. So it's here from the beginning until the end episode, and the end until the beginning episode. It's a really exciting part. It seems that Ha-jun's organization managed to lure Doki into a trap because almost everyone has a threat to Doki's life, and almost all the inmates are planning something bad here, and all of this is the plan of the enemy. It seems that Doki is already in their cage. On the other hand, Mr. Jang will do deep research and investigation into the pretend victim, and he will discover or unravel a lot of the hideous things he does. Meanwhile, Doki's team knows or is aware of its real status in society, as a priest who is taking care of an orphanage, but they don't know that this is the start of everything and the mastermind of the cases related to episode 1 and the unjustly forced child death. Here they will unfold all the truth in this coming episode, but I believe they have been successful in luring Doki's team into a trap by this time and have imprisoned Doki this time. I hope they have a backup plan. I hope somebody helps them and helps Doki get out of prison. It can also be emphasized here that there are many young people dying in the orphanage and others who are missing, and all of this will be unfolded by Mr. Jang. Based on the given clips of the preview, there is a confrontational scene between Mr. Jang and the priest. Also, Mr. Jang said that he is definitely crazy for all the sins he commits. As I said in my prediction from the start, they will destroy Doki's team, and the next target is Go-yoon because she is Doki's connection to all the information outside the prison, so they will kidnap her to cut the connection from Doki, making it easy for them to take revenge on every member of the Taxi Deluxe service. Meanwhile, Go-yoon's life seems to be in danger in one preview clip. There is a dead body in the morgue. I believe this is not Go-yoon. Maybe it is the police commissioner officer who was killed by Ha-jun. I believe and think Ha-jun will make Go-yoon a hostage so that Doki will do something for them. Or they will torture him emotionally and punish him severely enough that his death is not enough for them to make up for the loss and damages done by Rainbow's Deluxe Taxi to their organization. They will revenge themselves so much that even Doki's life and blood can't be enough for payment. Also, Doki and Ha-jun have an intense confrontation, and here he will reveal all of their disgusting plans to Doki's group. He also threatens him for Go-yoon's safety. Go-yoon was kidnapped and brought to the top of the building. On the other hand, Doki is full of anger toward Hajun. I know that it's not that easy to bring down Doki's team, especially now that they already know the faces of their enemies. I am excited if there are special characters coming to help Doki's team. I am hoping that there will be. Hajun's revenge is intensifying. I believe Mr. Park and Mr. Choi are ready to rescue Doki after they infiltrated the prison, but it's a picture that falls into crisis. I believe that there will be a problem and that there are only two options. First, it is possible that this is part of Doki's team's plan to enter the prison. Or secondly, they also fell into the enemy's trap, and they will also be in danger or trouble because they are included in the trap and revenge of Hajun's group. We will also see them in inmate uniforms, and they are being beaten. All of this was recorded and watched by Doki so that it would destroy him internally, because they are not only his teammates but also his family. Also, Mr. Jang was also kidnapped and will be punished too. Of course, the most interesting thing is what actually happened in prison. Doki also looks like he will get hurt when fighting against them, but there is a scene of the Rainbow Taxi crew drinking together and having fun. I guess this is Doki's imagination or memory that inspired him to continue living and fighting. In the last preview scene, all the inmates have a riot and will be united to kill Doki, as we all know from seasons 1 to 2. Where did all the perpetrators go? In most cases, the only destination is jail. And do we expect familiar faces from the past episode and season to take revenge on Doki because it ruined their lives? And it's time to take revenge on him because it shows the intensity of the anger of the inmates targeting him. Severe revenge is also what Doki will face in the upcoming episode, which is heartbreaking to see, as well as the fact that Doki's most cherished group will be destroyed. All of this is on Hajun's monitor. He can watch all of this, and he laughed like a monster with so much satisfaction and fulfillment. The ending of the preview scene of episode 15 shows all evil against one person in the place where evil decays. I believe Doki will not collapse like this. Probably not even if it is hard at the prison because the prisoners locked up their most dangerous members, but in the final meeting, Doki will also escape. Let's sit back and wait. Hopefully we have one great episode next week. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks, bye!